Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Zanthyst Gaming. We're here today in Diablo 3 and we are going to be working on a challenge rift where we are doing a Legacy of Nightmares build. And this build basically revolves around just channeling your disintegrate. And if you run out of arcane power, you just channel your lightning and you just move around. You don't really need to cast anything else. You can put your armor up. You're gaining elemental exposure, which means you do an additive 5% more damage for each element that you hit people with. However, you're dealing 30% more damage to enemies that are more than 15 yards away. So don't use this ice ring to try to multiply your damage because you're actually losing damage if you're doing that. This is there to save you from the odd hit because it does do some damage reduction, right? So basically how this build runs is we channel, and then while we're channeling, because we have a death wish in the cube, we do extra damage. Because we have a mantle channeling on, we take less damage. So channeling is kind of the key. But you just walk around, channel, and because you have an etched sigil, it'll cast all your other abilities for you as you channel, and you don't even have to worry about it. Your Echoing Fury is going to cause you to do a ton more damage as you slay enemies. You get a damage buff that gets quite large. You can see my sheet damage here, and then I kill a couple enemies and you can see it increase by probably 40%, which is pretty high. We are running a Legacy of Dreams gem, which is leveled up to 79, which is going to carry you through this rift. It is actually a really janky build. It's really weird, but it's actually pretty fun. Be a little careful because it is a little bit squishy. You do have a double teleport on your teleport because you're using wormhole, so you can use that to your advantage as well. All right, I think that's the general gist of everything. Let's go ahead and get on into it. It's not too hard. I think you guys will enjoy this week. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna stand in the circles whenever I can because they just make things go a little bit smoother. If you don't know, the seasonal theme this week is extra circles on the ground. The purple ones are power. The yellow ones are resource, or greenish ones are like resource cost reduction. And the blue ones are cooldown reduction. So your tornadoes kind of kill a lot of stuff, but remember, as you're channeling, you do extra damage. So taking that few seconds to channel will amp up the damage of your tornadoes, and you can kind of sweep your beam through things as well. This was the one area where I found I could die pretty easily, is right here, because we have guys who charge in. So use that movement speed that you just grabbed to your advantage there, and just kind of clear out that room. It's not too hard. I haven't even really been using my teleport, but if I had been, I would be making much, much better time here. So try to use your teleport when possible. Oops. I went splat. You can go splat a few times. It's not a big deal, really. If you do, make sure you recast your armor. Again, really not that big of a deal, though. I do want to kill the guys down here because there's a decent amount of progression right there. So I'm just going to pop down there. I'm going to pop back over here. Again, I'm doing less damage to things that are close to me, so I want to be at range when possible. But if you get in the middle of things, just, you know, disintegrate them. No big deal. I kind of wish that they had some like form of resource cost reduction in this build. It would make things much, much smoother and more fun. You shouldn't spend too much time channeling. You just kind of want to activate and move kind of thing. If you spend too much time channeling, it ends up just completely draining you of all your essence. So keep that in mind as you move through this. Is quick activations for like maybe a second and a half is kind of what you're shooting for here. Otherwise, you end up just losing all of your arcane power. Also, do keep in mind that you need to dodge succubus balls because you are pretty squishy. So like right there, I just used my teleport to traverse over top of succubus balls and not get hit by them. This floor you can die to succubus balls rather easily, but the density is pretty good on this floor, and you have a conduit pylon at the start and then a shielding pylon here, which is fantastic. Once you get that shielding pylon, you're literally invincible, and you just walk through and kill everything that remains me, and it's pretty easy. Great density in this rift, very easy build to play. The only remote challenge with it is it's a little bit squishy, but really that's not that big of a deal. In the grand scheme of things, it's not too bad, right? So we just kind of keep moving through the rift, and then eventually we'll hit the end of this floor, and we'll be just about done with our progression. And at that point, we'll move on to floor 4 and clear the very entrance of the next room. I didn't put it on the map because you really don't have to clear that much, right? I didn't figure it was worth putting on there. So we'll just pop in here. We do still have our shielding pylon. We want to kind of teleport forward aggressively because there's going to be some like boomy guys here, and we want to kill them while we still have our shielding up. And it is dropping right now, so I do actually need to be careful for a second. I just need to pop those guys. Then you have the Rift Guardian. Rift Guardian should be cake as well. It's just Rathalon. Just dodge his stuff. If you're quick enough, you probably will still have shielding up. But if not, just teleport away from his poison ability, and you'll be absolutely fine. Pretty easy rift this week. That's a relatively slow time. I feel like you could probably clear this in about 2 minutes if you're really teleporting and you're really using your time wisely. I was commentating a lot of it as I did it, so obviously not me, but I think you could probably do it in that time. Hopefully this challenge rift helps you out. If it does, make sure you like, favorite, share, subscribe. Yep, 2 minutes are the top time. Make sure you like, favorite, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. Sorry this one got up there so late. I had to work like a 13-hour day today. I got out of school super late. First month of school, long days. What can you do? Hope you guys enjoyed it anyway, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Bye, guys.